Hello and welcome to another episode of the Play It on Repeat Top 10 Fridays. On this episode, we're going to be covering Pantera's top 10 most streamed songs on Spotify and giving a little bit of breakdown on all of the songs. Before we get into the songs, I want to give a little information on the band. Pantera is an American heavy metal band formed in Arlington, Texas in 1981 by the Abbott brothers, Dimebag Darrell, the guitar player, and Vinnie Paul, the drummer. The group's best known lineup consisted of the brothers Rex Brown and Phil Anselmo. The band is credited for developing and popularizing the groove metal genre in the 1990s. This band is regarded as one of the most influential bands in metal history, and they sold over 20 million records worldwide. They also received 4 Grammy nominations, but unfortunately they never won one. The band originally started as like a glam metal band way back, and they had 3 albums in this sort of a style with the original singer before Phil Anselmo joined the band. After this band disbanded due to disagreements between the members, they all kind of went their own separate ways. The Abbott brothers kind of had the most notoriety post Pantera, and they started the band Damage Plan, where unfortunately Dimebag was shot and killed while he was performing with Damage Plan on stage, and that was on December 8th of 1994. Vinnie Paul went on to form another band called Hell Yeah after the incident, and he played with that band until he unfortunately passed as well. In 2018, he passed of heart failure. Pantera currently is touring in a new configuration as kind of a tribute to the Abbott brothers, and Phil and Rex returned, and they have Zakk Wylde with them, who is a really good friend of Dimebag's, possibly his best friend, and Charlie Benante, who's most well known for his time with Anthrax. He's a really good drummer. He's honestly, in my opinion, the best part of Anthrax, so he's a great guy to get in there because Vinnie Paul's a hard guy to follow up, and they got a good guy for it. With that all being said, let's get into the songs. Song 1, Walk. This is a song off the band's 6th studio album, Vulgar Display of Power. The riff is one that Dimebag was just playing at soundcheck during their tour for Cowboys from Hell, and the rest of the band loved it. Phil said the message of the song was basically take your attitude and take a walk with that, keep that away from me. Except he used much more colorful language in the interview that I heard him say that in, but this is a PG show, so we're not gonna say that. This song was also famously used as Rob Van Dam's music when he was in ECW. That's like, I love watching Rob Van Dam come out to this song. It's just nostalgic for me. It has just under 500 million streams on Spotify. This one opens with a guitar riff I talked about earlier, and something I have to say about Pantera is their music just makes you want to fight somebody. Like, I don't know how to explain why, but I just always feel like that whenever I hear their music. Phil's voice is also something to love about Pantera. He has a really kind of unique, almost like a varied voice. Like he's got these like amazing screams, but he also can sing just as beautiful as anybody you've ever seen in your life. Like, he's just an amazing singer. The bass is also super beefy in Pantera's music, which, as I've said before, is something that I absolutely love in music. Like bands like Iron Maiden we've been over. Pantera is very much in that like kind of genre of just bands with amazing bass, and I feel like Rex Brown's kind of underrated as a bass player, honestly. This song is one of the most simple guitar riffs and just overall guitar parts and drum parts and like rhythm. It's very simple, but it's just so heavy. It's like wonderful. I love this song. It's one of those songs you have to headbang to. Like, you physically, if you try not to headbang to this song, you're going to fail 9 times out of 10. This also is one of Dom's best solos. He was just an absolute god of a guitar player. The band didn't know how to write a bad solo. He did some things that were just awesome and unique to him, to the point to where if you stripped one of Dom's solos away from a song and had it just completely be by itself, um, you would automatically know it was Dom, like based on his tone, based on his techniques that he used, and like just the way that he picked. And he was an amazing guitar player, and it's really sad that he was taken from us as early as he was. But I'm glad that we have as much music from him as we do. But man, it sucks that we don't have Dom around nowadays. This song ends with about a minute of really cool riffing from Dom, and then it just fades out. Song 2, Cowboys from Hell. This song first appeared on the band's demo album in 1989. That's the first album that they kind of distanced themselves from all the glam metal stuff and kind of treated Cowboys from Hell as like a debut album, even though it wasn't technically. They kind of treated this version of Pantera as like a different band from the original version of Pantera. They just used the same name. It was later released on the debut major label album from the same name in 1990. Vinnie Paul described the song as being about them coming out of Texas and being out of place. He said that everyone thinks of New York or LA as the places good music comes from, not Texas. This one has over 375 million streams on Spotify. It opens with what Rex Brown calls noise. It's just like some really weird affected guitar part that Dom did, and he decided needed to be on the intro of this song for whatever reason. Soon Dom starts playing the main riff. This main riff is an awesome one once again. It's so bouncy and groovy, and that's one thing about Pantera. Like I said, they kind of pioneered groove metal. They have some amazing grooves in their riffs. It's great. This is another song where Phil is using his harsher vocals once again. And once again, it's another song with an iconic solo from Dom. Oddly, though, in this song, the lead guitar is almost mixed lower than the rhythm during the solo. It was kind of weird, but I kind of liked it at the same time. It's just kind of strange. The song ends on a chorus, then some riffing for about 30 seconds once again. All right, Song 3, Cemetery Gates. This one is a power ballad from the Cowboys from Hell album. This one is the longest song in the band's discography, coming in at just over 7 minutes, at 7 minutes and 2 seconds. The lyrics of this one lament the death of a female lover and the prospect of dying to rejoin her in the afterlife. This one has just under 200 million streams on Spotify, and the song opens with an iconic guitar, an acoustic guitar for the first time in this list. And Phil is also using his clean voice for the first time here. This one really showcases his range, and like in comparison to the first two songs, you see how he can go from one extreme to another, and it's really impressive, to be honest. And his vocals are just beautiful. Immediately following that, you get some leads from Dom that feel incredibly emotional, and they're just beautiful. I don't know how to explain them other than that. Immediately following those leads, you're punched in the mouth with another super aggressive main riff. The instruments clean back up for the verses, and so does Phil's voice. The band returns to the more aggressive sound in the chorus, and they just kind of go back and forth like that and feed off of each other, going from clean to heavy throughout the whole song. The absolute coolest thing about this song to me is the end of it. At the end, Phil and Dom kind of basically have a competition to see who can hit the higher note. Phil with his vocals or Dom with his guitar. While Dom does just barely edge him out, the notes that Phil hits singing at the end of the song are just incredibly impressive. All right, Song 4, This Love. This is another power ballad from the band's best-selling album, Vulgar Display of Power. Vinnie Paul says the song is about a relationship that Phil was in, and he was just really mad about it at the time that he wrote the song. The song has just over 93 million streams on Spotify. It's another one that starts with a clean guitar part and clean vocals from Phil. The band ramps up into the more aggressive guitar tone and screams for the short yet catchy chorus. It returns quickly to the clean instruments for the second verse. It switches like this for the whole song once again. This is the first song to include a breakdown on the list, something that Pantera is known for. We'll get into that later with another one of the songs. And this one's like it's really chuggy and heavy, and it's exactly what a breakdown should be. The song ends with about a minute and a half of just some like atmospheric sounding leads on top of the main clean guitar part from Dime. Song 5, Floods. This one is a ballad from the 1996 album The Great Southern Trendkill. The lyrics of the song tell about atrocious acts committed by men such as murder and war. It also contains a plea to God to flood the earth as he did in the biblical book of Genesis. The song has over 69 million streams on Spotify. We open this one with more acoustic guitar, and it's really almost an eerie guitar part is the best word that I could come up with to describe it. Like it's almost unsettling in a way. Phil's voice is also noticeably different in this one. Not in a bad way, but definitely different than the rest of the songs that we've heard to this point. Like it's kind of a weird, like middle ground between his two voices, I would say. And the breakdown bit for this one is super unique as well. Honestly, really cool. It's a strange riff, to be honest. The solo for this song is another one that Dime is very well known for. It's very melodically interesting and includes a lot of pinch harmonics and stuff like that. Dime loves pinch harmonics just about as much as Zakk Wylde does, which, you know, as well as them being really good friends, that's another reason why Zakk is a really great person to have take over in the lead guitar part for the current iteration of the band. And they're best friends, so that he was going to do it either way. But they have a very similar style, and Zakk fits really well doing this. And the song goes out on the first part of the solo, repeating again, and then it just fades out. Song 6, I'm Broken. This one was the first single released from the band's Far Beyond Driven album. The song is about back pain that Phil Anselmo felt at the time. He stated, "This is right when I started feeling the pain in my lower back, and it felt scary. I think this is one of the first times in my life, man, that I had this thing called vulnerability kick in." That's a really hard word for me. I don't know why. And that was a very uncomfortable feeling. The song has over 150 million streams on Spotify. This one is also a return to the punch you in the face immediately type of song that you get from the band. And it's a very heavy riff right off the bat, just right away. And immediately Phil soon starts delivering his harsh vocals as well. This is another one of their songs that it's just so heavy and so chunky in the guitar tone that it's just music that makes you want to punch somebody in the face. And this is the perfect song for a gym playlist. If you want to hit a PR in bench press, in squats, in anything that you're wanting to hit a PR in, put I'm Broken on, and you will hit a PR. You'll go 50 pounds above anything you've ever done in your life. I swear. This song ends once again on about another solid full minute of Dime riffing, then it just fades out. Song 7, Domination. This is another track from the Cowboys from Hell album. Phil is quoted as saying the song was fully written in the practice studio and was recorded in only one take. That's a really impressive thing for a band to do. The song currently has over 125 million streams on Spotify. This is another song that starts with a really cool riff right out of the gates. The riff we settle into in the verses is also really cool, in that it almost feels like gunfire in a way. I feel like that might be what they were going for. And this is another really cool solo from Dime in this song. To my ear, it sounds like he's running a different scale in this one than he has in most of the other solos. He stays, I may be speaking out of turn here, but it seems like he stays pretty heavy pentatonic, and this one feels not so much. Like it sounds like it starts Phrygian to me. And just after the solo, we get into what the song is most well known for, and what I was talking about earlier is the breakdown. Um, Pantera is known for some amazing breakdowns in some of their songs. This is the best. This is widely regarded as the one of the, if not the best breakdowns in metal, period, let alone breakdowns for the band. And that's for good reason. It's amazing, and it's even better live than it is on the studio version of the song. If you've never seen this song be played live, please go listen to this song be played live on YouTube. Pull it up right now. Maybe not right now. Wait until after this video is done and then pull it up on YouTube. The song goes out on that breakdown. Song 8, Tens. This song is off of The Great Southern Trendkill as well, and it's widely interpreted to be about Phil Anselmo's heroin addiction. The title is likely a reference to the common way the drug is purchased, which is in 0.10 grams. And, just that's what people think the song's about. The title, already said that. The song currently has over 41 million streams on Spotify. This one opens with a really different guitar part to the rest of the songs we've done. I'm having a really hard time describing what the guitar part is. Like it's just different. And overall, the song is a lot slower in tempo than everything we've done or covered to this point. And it's kind of strange to hear a Pantera song be so slow in its tempo, because they're kind of balls to the wall, 0 to 100 type of band outside of their like ballads. The song also has a solo as well that for the most part stays less shreddy than normal from Dime. It just has a ton of feel to it, a lot of like huge bends and stuff like that out of Dime. The song ends on the guitar fading back, and that just eventually fades out after a few seconds. Song 9, 5 Minutes Alone. This is the first song that we've covered from the Far Beyond Driven album. I think that's a lie. I think we already did a song off the first. Yeah, we did Unbroken. Sorry, that's a lie. My notes were wrong. This is the second song we've done from the Far Beyond Driven album from 1994. Speaking about what the song is about, Pantera's drummer Vinnie Paul said, the story behind the song is we were opening for Megadeth, and there was a guy that was flipping us off the whole show, and we stopped the show, and I was like, listen, in case you haven't noticed, there's 18,000 people that are loving what we're doing right now, and you're the only one that isn't. And so the guy ends up getting beat up by some of the crowd without Vinnie Paul or Phil or anybody in the band telling the crowd to do it. They just kind of beat the crap out of the guy for no reason. Maybe not no reason. Maybe he kind of deserved it. But the guy ends up suing the band, and at the end of the civil dispute, he kind of says he just wants 5 minutes alone in a room with Phil Anselmo, insinuating that he's going to beat the crap out of Phil. Probably wouldn't have. But Phil wrote this song because of that interaction. This one has over 98 million streams on Spotify. This one opens with a quick drum fill and another heavy riff from the from Dime with power chords and chugs and all that fun stuff. Phil's vocal performance in this one feels even more angry than he normally sounds, and that's really freaking saying something with Phil Anselmo, because you can tell that he felt some kind of way about this guy to write a song about him and then have it be the angriest sounding song that he has. The riff in the middle of the song is one of those riffs that'll make your face look like you smelled something gross. And then immediately, like a minute after, you get into a breakdown riff that does the same exact thing to you. It's disgusting to have two riffs that good, that close together. This song has some sick riffs. The song ends with Phil repeating, "I ask you, please just give us." Then the guitar riff continues for a few seconds, and we fade out as Phil gives out a scream. Song 10, Hollow. This is another one from the Vulgar album. This one was a single from the album, and although it's one of the band's most popular today, it failed to chart originally. And It currently has about 55 million streams on Spotify. This one opens with a cool lead guitar part that's harmonized. Phil's voice is the softest in this song that's been throughout this whole list. The harmonized guitar returns not too long into the song. Though for the most part, what we hear from the guitar parts in the song are just clean, arpeggiated chords, like just broken down chords played by Dime. Dime solo in this one is another one that's more focused on the feel and like big bends and stuff like that without having a million notes. After the solo, we get into more aggressive riffing and vocals. The second half of the song much more fits into what you would assume a Pantera song would be, with that more aggressive tone and stuff like that. Especially from this album, you'd expect more so the second half of the song to be what it was. This is another song where Dime is given about 45 seconds at the end to just riff his heart out until the track fades out. All right, with all that being said, we've covered Pantera's top 10 songs on Spotify, and I'd just like to shout out a few of their other songs that didn't quite make the list here that are still definitely favorites of mine from them. They just didn't make the top 10 for whatever reason. That would include songs like A New Level, Mouth for War, Primal Concrete, Sludge, and so many more amazing songs from this band produced in their time. Now that we're done, I just have to say thank you once again for watching, and please give me a like or subscribe if you're on YouTube and you enjoyed, or share it with a friend on Spotify. If you want me to be honest with you, I feel like this was the best episode I've had so far. I feel like I'm starting to get in a groove. I've got my background. I don't know if you guys noticed. I've got my Metallica flag. It's actually a headband that I bought when I went to see the band in 2019. I've got me a poster right here of the logo, and I guess maybe I just felt a little confident in the new space and decided I'd do a real good show for you guys. Whatever. Once again, thanks. Bye.